Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ZOWIE DIVINA Women's Invitational PUBG Tournament. My name is Cameron Davis, and I'm going to be your host here for the first couple of days. With me on the desk, we have Mr. Toby and, of course, GRT here to help join me and help break down these games. So, today is the show match. We are going to have 3 days of solos coming up after today, but for today, it is all about the duos. And the interesting thing here, though, is that these duos were all drawn randomly from a hat or a bowl. I don't exactly know exactly how it was drawn.
It was a nicely created ZOWIE box they made it from,
Yeah, so, but that's going to throw an extra rung, or I guess an extra, difficulty into this event. Toby, you want to break that down, why that is?
Yeah, I mean, in short, there are people coming here from all over the world. It's an international event. I mean, you have people coming in from China, playing with people from the States. Language barriers is going to be, well, from the very start.
Yeah, and so that's the important thing, that these people playing with each other, they're not necessarily even speaking the same language, much less knowing the other thing. We were talking to one of the members of Knights, Taryn. She's paired with someone who speaks zero English. She is paired with someone, and her partner, well, she speaks zero Chinese to speak with her partner. So all that they've done is basically just learn the key phrases of, like, the colors of the marks, as well as, like, one or two people. To kind of communicate with each other.
Right?
Exactly, the essentials. But that's just an extra difficulty coming into this on how they're going to communicate, how are they going to even perform well. But this duo in particular, though, they've actually done pretty well considering. So it'll be interesting to see how it all kind of turns out there. Now, so there's 5 matches today. Yeah, it's a show match. They're not playing for any sort of prize pool. Right now, for the show match, it's just ZOWIE gear, which is some pretty good gear.
Just
ZOWIE gear. Yeah, it's actually it's a fair bit. You get a monitor, a mouse,
keyboards, and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I guess, JT, if you wouldn't mind jumping in on this for duos, compared to solos, which is what we're going to be seeing later on this week. What are the key differences for performing in a duos environment on Sanhok compared to solos?
Yeah, compared to solos, you really want to see the teams basically working together. You don't want to see them spread out too far where they can't be able to res your team if they get knocked down. Yeah. Spacing is going to be key in duos, especially on a map like Sanhok where it's pretty quick compared to Erangel and Miramar. Yeah. So you want to make sure they're close together, don't spread out too far, being able to pick each other up when you get knocked, because in duos you see a lot of people get picked off early and separated from their teammates, and then it comes down to them trying to get solo placements late in game. You want to try to make it to the late game with 2 up. And if you're able to do that, you're probably going to be getting a lot of kills, where in this event it's going to be a point per kill.
Yeah.
So that's going to be critical to get those points. So you want to get to the late game and able to get to that. And staying as a unit, having 2 up is the best way to do it.
Exactly. I'm glad you raised that, because there is something important that makes this duos event different from what we're going to be seeing solos later on, is that it's similar to a point system that we've seen previously in the West, but it's not the exact same. It's, 1 point per kill, and then first place gets 8th. I actually have it written down here. First place gets 8th, second gets 4th, third gets 2, fourth gets 2, and then you get 1 point per kill. That is it. That is the only access to points. If you're not making top 4, you get no placement points. So it's all about getting those kills. Toby, in your own personal opinion, how aggressive does that mean that teams should be? Because if you can't guarantee top 4, you got to go for those kills.
Exactly, that's the point. I mean, the kills are going to be clutch in this. I mean, normally you talk about how the placement points is sort of the foundation, and the kills are the sort of sprinkling on top. Here, it's going to be all about how well you do it with those kills, because you cannot guarantee yourself a top spot.
Exactly. You can see here on your screen, these are the different pairings. You can see how many mixing nationalities that you have. There are a couple. I can see in the bottom right, Lele and Mei, they're both Chinese, so they're going to be able to communicate very, very well, but that is certainly the minority. There are a lot of duos here that it is not guaranteed that they even speak the same language or can even communicate at all. There's going to be a lot of body language going on. They knew the draw. I think it happened yesterday.
It happened yesterday, yeah.
So they knew that. They were able to get together.
Well,
they were able to get together with their partner and I guess figure out what are the key phrases that we need to learn, what do we need to understand, and then just kind of cross your fingers and hope for the best.
We talked to Taryn there, who's representing Canada, and she's playing with a Chinese player, Small Queen Q, and we were talking about how they were communicating what they're going to be doing, and they're going by the colors. I think it was orange and yellow, and then just they got some words down in both languages just so that they're able to communicate with each other, so to give themselves the best chance they can in order to get the frags and the rankings. And the scrims they've been playing today and yesterday, Torrance did say they got, like, what, second, third, and second. So they've been doing well together. So
Something's working,
we'll see if that carries over to when it actually counts.
So here's the schedule right now. We're starting in, I'm assuming, pretty soon.
Very soon.
Very soon for the very first round, but then it's going to be just on the hour for the first 5 rounds. It is 5 rounds with this point system to see who wins this amazing ZOWIE gear. So, but I guess another thing that we need to mention is the circle settings. We talked about the point settings. We talked about the format, which is duos. We know it's on Sanhok. But they changed the circle a little bit. It's not so drastic like you can see in other competitive PUBG events, but they still have made some adjustments. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the key difference is that the circle will close slower, but you don't have as much time between the next circle reveals itself and you start moving, so you got to make those decisions very, very quick.
Exactly. They've kind of emphasized on the fact that you never want to be in the position where if you have a good spot, even though it's just outside the circle, you're forced to just make a sprint in the open because the circle is going to hunt you down, because they do a lot of damage in these games. So no, they're making the circle speed itself slower, but as I said itself there, that just causes the time in between the circles from being lowered as well.
The games are also just a little bit faster. I think how the math adds up is that these games today on Sanhok are going to be maybe like 3 to 4 minutes faster. But, GRT, I think you mentioned this when we were chatting before the games started, that these scrims so far haven't necessarily gone till the very end. They've kind of wrapped up a bit quick.
Yeah, you see it with if you're watching the Wingman series from GLL, you saw the duos usually get to that very last circle when they're just closing into the center. And with these ladies, they've been taking the initiative way more than the men. So they've been fighting. they've been overall more aggressive and just fighting it out. And I've been enjoying watching, at least in the scrims. There's not much waiting. They're running in the open. They're going to get kills. Also, you have the language barrier and all that stuff, so you can't really talk about how smart you want to play things. A lot of it's going to be reactionary.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how they're going to be doing, but it's going to be I think it's just going to be a bloodbath of frags, and we're not going to get to the very last circle too often unless it's until maybe tomorrow when we're doing solos.
Yeah, that may be the case. Sanhok, though, you say that, and we do have a couple of scrims that to kind of go off of. But at the same time, Sanhok is known to be a map that just has a lot of hiding points in the bushes, in the tall grass. So who knows? We may see some people play a little timid, especially if they're in the final circle with only one person alive. They don't have that duo to help them out. They don't know the exact, I guess, configuration of all the other teams still left in. And so if you see one person, you don't know if you want to go for that fight because they may have their duo on and off angle and could even get that revive if you do get that first initial drop. So a couple of solos in the end may want to wait it out.
Yeah, on this map, too, you see there's a lot of shacks and everything you can hide into, right? So you want to make sure that you're not too hasty with your movements because there will be teams that are going to be hiding, not peeking, and then they're just going to wait for the sound cues and peek through the windows there. So these last couple circles, you're going to see a lot of teams get very upset with some squads just hiding in the shacks and in the bushes, just chilling, because there's a lot of terrain to play around on a map like Sanhok.
There is, but hey, you got to be checking that stuff.
For sure.
Like this. It's not like we just now added shacks. We didn't just now add bushes. We didn't just now add these rocks. It's part of the game to be able to check this stuff. And that's actually a very important thing, is to be able to manage your spacing, not just in your own current position, but also, do we have easy access out of this if the circle will hard shift away from us? You have to have a lot of forward thinking, but that, I think, is one of the key things that's going to make duos very, very difficult with these current language barriers that are happening.
I mean, we talk about language barriers and synergy and stuff, but I think one of the alpha omega things that we haven't really touched upon yet is the whole art of third partying. I mean, you talk about how you want to, if you're solo, do you really want to take that 1v2 fight? You might want to do that, but once you start that fight, I mean, I've been casting a lot of duos, especially in Sanhok too. There's always been this golden rule that if you have a fight that lasts more than 10 seconds, which 10 seconds is barely it's like one clip of if you spend all your bullets, you have to reload. You need to do a 360. You need to pan really quickly because people will be sneaking up on you. Knowing how much these kill points are worth, believe me, once you're engaged in a fight, all things can go wrong. It becomes like a domino effect. So where you see 6 teams really close to each other, nobody fighting, when that first shot comes off, everything just goes to chaos.
Yeah, we saw that with the most recent event before GLL Online, where same kind of point system. We had one kill, the points for kills were very significant. And when you saw these teams get off in the initial fights, if they didn't, it was just like a 20-second fight. It's already been too long. Yeah. And like what you mentioned, you have to watch your back, and especially in this as well, and such a close quartered map. If you're not doing a constant 360, checking every possible corner, you're going to get upset a lot because again, it's going to be for kills. So early on, if they're going to hear sound cues and fights, they're going to teams that are not involved. They're going to try to go towards that area, clear it off, get some free points, and then now they have control of that area. So we're going to see a lot of dirty third partying going on in this match.
For sure.
Okay, real quick, I want to touch on a couple of the players. We've talked about the game, talked about the format. But Toby, I know you specifically. You kind of went around. You did a little bit of research on a couple of these players. You even talked to them as much as you could to find out like their take, their expectations. Are there any players here? And this could be with the duo configuration that we have today, but also just individual players for today as well as the rest of the event. Are there any players that really stand out as people that we like need to watch?
I think for the most part, I mean, one thing that's I'm going to look like really much at is how, because these players are coming in with very, very different backgrounds.
Yes.
Some of them barely even play PUBG. Some of them have over 4,000 hours in the game. That's more than some of the high tier pro players you see. But I want to see how all these different backgrounds come into show. Is the Counter-Strike main player going to be like the super fragger here? Or is like maybe the armor where it's a little more slow-paced? Are they going to be with the like all the strategic things? But for individuals, I think looking at Sunny, I mean, there was an open qualifier for this event. 6 games to be played. As far as I know, she won 3 of them. I mean, we're talking solos, winning 3 out of 6 games. That's absolutely insane.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go and underline that name here.
Just get it down there.
Circle. I got circles. I got some stars, just to make sure that we.
But there are a few of them. I mean, some of them I've done a lot of casting, but gee, some of these players I've casted before, not knowing their gender, because sometimes you don't. The names can be very misleading sometimes.
Like
but
Charlie was one of them, right?
Charlie is one of them, and she's played in. I think she's like for GLL, the European tournament. She has been in the last round of all qualifiers, going short every time. She was in round 4 of the Pro League qualifiers. And she just goes like underline as just being one of the guys, right? But she's a very, very, very skilled player to look out for as well.
So yeah, that's a lot of talent in here. That is absolutely sure, definitely to be said. Yeah, I think we're just waiting on a couple of issues before we get into game. We had to restart the lobby, but that gives us more time to talk.
For sure.
Duos. So I do want to hit the fact that we're on duos today. Like that's what today is all about. It's celebration of duos. We can talk more about solos in the future when we hit that. But for duos, it's actually one of my favorite formats to watch because of how aggressive you have to be.
Yeah.
And so I'm expecting a lot of kills to really kind of happen. The problem though with duos and Sanuk and just the PUBG in general are hard shifts.
Yeah.
We've changed the circle settings so that the circle does close slower. I mean, it's basically the same amount of time before when it starts and when it's closed, but for when the next circle reveals itself and then it's fully closed. But it still does close slower, so you don't have to like really sprint and outrun. But are we going to see? Do you think anyone's going to get terribly messed up by like going over aggressive?
I mean, Sandhawk, you're always going to get messed up. That's just how it is. Chaos will be chaos. Doesn't matter what map you're on. But Sandhawk in particular, in this scenario, what we've seen in previous Sandhawk tournaments is that the people that like to go aggressive early on, they will be the ones to end up getting third party, because the smaller the circle gets, the more area you can sort of have cleared around you. But when the circles are still huge and you're in the middle trying to pick fights left and right, you just cannot keep track of where people are coming in from, because the map might be small, but having so many individual teams running around you, it's really, really hard to keep track of where everyone are at any given time.
You know what's going to be really hard? It's going to be the early fights where once they land, you're going to see teams land in populated areas. They're going to be fighting, and teams that are going to be aggressive early might get punished now, because teams that won't be aggressive, they're going to be listening to the fights happening, and they're going to be able to be the ones that just swing in late and take out the 2 teams already fighting. So the early game is going to be a very, very difficult situation to handle. I'm curious to see where the teams are going to land. Are they going to go for the more populated areas? Are they going to go for more open areas with like shack salute? Or I'm kind of curious. I want to see if there's going to be how many teams are going to go docks, for example.
Yeah.
Because like docks is when I play duos on this map, that's my favorite spot to go. I love docks. So the thing is, if let's say 3 teams go there, that's where it gets tricky, because it's a popular spot. Do you want to take those fights early? Because if you take those fights early, and let's say you die, you have no chance of getting the top 5 for placement for points. You're going to have no chance of getting the kills because you're going to be out of the game. So do you play for the late game and don't force the fights, or are you going to go aggressive early and try to take initiative?
Well, it's kind of the other side of the coin on that, though. Because if you pull off one of those fights, that means you won't necessarily have a good spot that you can easily go to as your plan B. You may have to drop and then like find a vehicle to drive there, or do a lot of running before you even loot your first shack. Or you may also try and divert somewhere that is already taken. And so sometimes people may be forced into these fights that they don't have a really like upper hand on. They just kind of have to go for it.
Yeah, as well as the fights early. Sometimes they take too much time, and if you land at a place, let's say like docks by the water, if it shifts hard to the top left, then now you have to finish that fight off quick, and then if you don't do it quick enough, then you're going to be late into the circle. You're not going to get the prime spots. You're going to have chances of getting shot while you're trying to shift in. There's not as many vehicles in this map, so it's not like you can just go drive in. And if you do get in a vehicle, that's also a very dangerous thing on this map as well, because it's so close quartered that the teams are just going to shoot at you when you drive by.
I'm gonna throw this out here real quick.
Yeah.
I would not be disappointed, but I'm not expecting to see anyone at any given time use a vehicle. Doesn't matter if it's a boat or anything else. Maybe you have to cross like really late. You're kind of a YOLO last resort.
Yeah.
The only real advantage you can have on Sandhawk, if you're not just proning around, is the element of surprise. The fact that you get those 2-3 bullets fired before the enemy is able to shoot at you. These guys are very, very capable fraggers. They will get that first knock within a couple of seconds, if not even faster than that. If you miss that element of surprise because you're sprinting around in a scooter or a tuk-tuk, whatever you're driving, I mean, there's just no reason to do it.
It's not just the noise. It's the fact that a lot of these vehicles aren't even that fast.
No, not at all. Not at all.
They are incredibly
the
slow.
terrain too.
Exactly. And so if you're and that only
don't
gets
drive, guys. Don't drive
yeah,
vehicles.
that only gets
The only vehicle you're going to see being driven is going to be the little the wave runners, just so you can use the outside water to get to a better spot on the map. But you're never going to see them driving through the rivers or anything like that, because you're just going to get destroyed. Maybe you use a car to cross a bridge if you're that desperate.
It's not
and it's
happen,
like last second, like just drive in. That's the only time I can see it being like viable, is if you have no option but to drive across a bridge. Other than that, it's just too dangerous of a play.
All right, so if I'm not mistaken, I believe we're just about to head into round number 1. The plane is already in the air, so I am going to throw it off to my commentators here, Toby and GRT.
Yep, there you go. As we just saw the players all on screen just before they all have their individual webcams, so hopefully we'll see some reactions throughout the tournament. As you can see, playing pretty straightforward. We'll go from the camp up in the northeastern side down towards Tambang. And no other than that, I mean, wait. Every time I cast this Sandhawk map, I always have to go for this one real quickly. I have to do it right now. Not looking at the map. How many teams are going boot camp? Go. Gut feeling. Go. Just send it.
4.
I'm going to go 2. People
4?
don't dare. I mean, I call this the Orion spell. You have the Paradise Resort,
But I think the lady's
you have
more
boot
aggressive.
camp, and you have Ruins,
Yeah.
right?
Well, look. Well, I think I'm right here.
They're going the direction, but I don't think. I don't think any of these guys actually go.
If I go boot camp on duos, I usually go to the warehouses north of it, because you see that you can get decent loot, and that's a perfect spot to third party, because you go there, you get some okay loot, and then you can move into boot camp while teams are fighting and shoot them in the back.
But look at this. Barely anyone. I don't think anyone's actually inside of. Oh, you do have an asterisk. It's inside there with her with CC. CC and Asterisk is there, and then you got Elizabeth and her teammate up on the northern side there too.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's got
No one
pretty good spread out.
either.
Normally,
Yeah.
you have that first game where, because these guys haven't, I mean, they've been scrimming a little bit, but they haven't really had a chance to play against each other. So sometimes you do see games like scenarios where everyone lands on top of each other, and then it takes a few games before they
But
get
look at
into
this
it.
as well, though. The circle. This is actually going to be fun
There's
to watch.
no one in here.
Everyone jumped out of the plane so early. You see them in
Wow.
the northeast part of the map. Majority of them there. No one went dock, sadly. And actually, in the circle right now, there's only 6 teams probably. We have a team in the Ruins that are going to be in the best position to be safe. But there's going to be some trouble here with everyone rotating over to get into the circle, the initial circle, especially if they want to decide to use the vehicles, which we're hoping they don't. But this is going to be a hard shift for them to get into, especially if they're going to try to cross that bridge, because you know most likely the next circle is not going to shift to the west.
I mean, honestly,
East.
if you're Elizabeth and Matthew right now on the northern side of boot camp, get the essentials, get the weapon, get a backpack and a vest and a helmet, and just send it across. You know you're going to be one of the first guys to make that move. Just get across immediately, because if you have to get across the water later, should the circle go over toward the northwestern island, you're going to be in all sorts of trouble.
This is going to be a fun circle as well to end up on, because you see all the water that's going to be in play. We could have a fun ending circle where I was talking to Karen before about it. I like seeing the final circles get shifted between with the river,
like in the triangle.
Yeah, with the river exactly in the middle, where the teams
yeah.
have to decide what side you want to go on, and then if it shifts after to away from the river, it's just going to be a bloodbath trying to get across.
Also, important thing to mention here for those of you guys who are used to see competitive play in squads. Normally, we keep talking about how the fourth circle has to shift away from water. That's not at all the case here. That is not part of the circle settings here. So we could keep going with the water inside the circle for a very, very long time up until the very end.
Yeah, and another thing we never really talk about that I kind of want to bring up now with you is like, so because it's oh, there we go. There's the first vehicle of the event. So that'll be Lizzie. I'm trying to find
and Paleolite.
Oh yeah, see, they're going early. They're doing a smart play, going early, go all the way around. Maybe try to get towards Camp Alpha if they feel like no one actually went there. But a lot of places you can hide. But the one thing I wanted to ask you was, because the point system is a kill for, the only top 5 get actual points, and it's a kill per point after that. How are we going to see teams gatekeeping, playing the edge of the circle, trying to get those kills? Say screw the overall placement. Let's try to fight people trying to rotate in, not expecting.
I mean, some of the real greedy teams you could see go aggressive early. The only thing in duos is once you lose that first player, you essentially don't have any lives left. I mean, you have one safety. in having 2 guys alive, but if you get that 1 player knocked, you have to realize, am I going to try and crawl around for a top 4? I mean, we're talking top 4 gets points. Why is this going to be so difficult? Are you just going to keep playing aggressive? I think it's very much down to the individual skills. Some of these players are coming into this tournament very, very confident in their aiming skills from other games. Look at this, though. Majesty spots out one, and that's going to be the first knock of the tournament. It's going to be Doopsie taking out Sanson.
Not finishing her off when she had, I thought she had a chance there when it first got knocked, but unless it was just glitched. Either way, first knock of the day. Charlie, we were talking about her before, who you said, I think she was the player you said had 4,000 hours.
Yeah, it's going to Charlie. Yep, she's on point from the very beginning.
This is one of my favorite parts on the map is Painan. I like the circles ending here because this is kind of what I talked about again, like with Cameron. This is my most favorite spot to end with because it's just mayhem.
Yeah,
you got all the apartments, everything around, and you see a shift coming here by RCHL, moving into, I think it was Shiyu. You said or Shuyi. That's what it was, right? She hears them. This is the part about this map as well. You can hear the footsteps, and I don't know if they know they're creeping around. It's gonna be a little dangerous here.
It seems like
the teammate nowhere to support though.
I like this position though because even though she's not down there, she still has the eyes in the sky from this position. There are some trees, some foliage in the way that could block things off, and now you see the nades are coming in as well. Rachel has to stay alive down here because if her teammate cannot get down there in time, as you said yourself, these kill points they are so important that they will try and flush you immediately. Just finish you off as soon as you get that knock. You want to secure yourself those points.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous when you have teammates this far apart, even though she does have the high ground. If RCHL gets knocked, like you just said, teams are going to be going for flushes.
Yeah.
They're not going to try to play around and take their time. They need those points because you never know when the next chance you're going to get those kills are going to come.
It looks like Shiyu and Sminty will back out here, though. I had a talk with both of them earlier today. I mean, playing it smart, playing it safe. I mean, again, no real necessary reason for them to play aggressive. But now they do take the smart angle here. Shiyu gets a good amount of damage down, not enough to get the knock. And again, they'll just keep backing off. No reason to stick around here. It's very early in the game there. We have not lost a single player yet.
Yeah, it's getting a little dangerous because I believe they wanted to try to cross the water. Again, on this map, it's not the deepest of waters. It's pretty obvious to get spotted.
You can pretty much run across anywhere.
Yeah, you're in danger at all times trying to cross. So they didn't want to cross the water with the teammates so close. Sorry, with the teams so close to them. Either way, you see right now in the northwest part of the map. So northeast part of the map, everyone's starting to shift over in. You see Lizzie. I think it was Paleo. Was it Paleo I think we talked about?
Light, yeah.
The Paleo Light, yeah. You see them. They're chilling.
They're playing it super safe.
I don't know if there's a crate there, but they're chilling in the water, waiting for maybe that next circle to pop and just stay out of danger.
Essentially, they have a boat up there, right? They have the scooter or the jet ski we talked about just before, sitting up there just doing absolutely nothing for now. I would expect them just to wait for the next circle. Maybe it confirms which island it goes to. They'll just go afterwards. But look at this, Lenina making her way inside the company. Do you have two of the guys from Team 20 inside here? Roxy Proxy will have heard of her sure, and Hella spots her out there as well. Let's see how this fight unfolds. More damage coming in now. Hell down to half HP. There you go.
Gets the knock on Yelena. There's a teammate not there close enough to support. She could be able to get flushed, but she's going to be hiding underneath the deck. It's going to be all down to ETO right now, trying to get this 2v1 situation handled. We got Hella in there holding the back. Roxy playing the front line. Are they going to go for the oh, she's going aggressive into the house.
She's
and
pushing
there you have it. First elimination of the day. Team 18 is out. Roxy picking up the 2 kills.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, really, essentially a smart play. She knew that she could go for the rest to begin with. Fortunate that Hella, that they didn't know that Hella was in the building behind, because she was actually kind of blocked off, not in a position to help, but took the chance, went for the aggressive play. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off, and Roxy got herself 2 kills.
Yeah, that's the play you got to make there. You have to make the decision like you talked about. If you have a player get knocked, do you run away and play late game, try to sneak in, maybe third party, or do you try to save your teammate? And the only place she had there was trying to take that one-on-one battle, give herself the best chance she could. And you see his next circle that came in, nothing has been decided. So Paleolite and her teammate, they still don't know which island to go to.
A little further down, keep it in the water.
Probably safe now to maybe move down south, but play towards the middle.
Look at this northeastern side. We do see Terran go down now as well. They were coming in with a vehicle just earlier. Could have been the noises. Could have been the noises.
Was it a boat
to
or
make
was it
the
a car?
difference. She's Dabby Young. No, they were driving. They were driving on the road. They're actually down by the bridge now. I'm not sure if she's under or over the bridge down that area. Do see Dabby Young here making the run down. Her and Mask. Look at the amount of players we have on the northern side. Terran does end up go down there, and so does Smile. That's going to be both the guys on their team. 23rd place for their team. Polly now taken down as well. Dabby had the angle all the way down. But as we're talking about, there are a lot of people still behind them. It's Gucci sitting out in the blue. They could come in and third party this.
This is where the third party comes in because Team 17 just did that to the teams that come in. They're already fighting. They came in the back, flanked in, and you see their orange coming in. They're going to be able to third party them. You see Yasser flushing out Polly. Again, gained 2 kills from two different teams. I'm not sure if they're the ones that knocked him, but they're 2 free points.
That's the 4th party coming in there. I mean, my record on Sandog is 7th partying. I mean, that's actually a thing here. So do not be surprised, Miss Gucci and her teammate Will Yamro will be making,
to run away,
they're making a run around. I mean, they're still outside the circle. They have the entry. They need to cross the water, most likely, eventually. So they're saying, you know what, we'll realizing there were more than one team down here, saying, you know what, we'll just back off of here. There's no reason for us. Again, there's no reason to engage in these fights. The importance of having 2 guys alive late will be so clutch compared to like trying to go for 2 kills and losing one early.
It's such an advantage, especially in duos when you get these teams get knocked out early, if they get picked off. You don't see very often 2 survive to the very end. You maybe see 2 or 3 teams max, and the rest of them are mainly just solos trying to play to ruin your day. So you see Coney deciding she's like, I'm out of this. I got to survive for late game. But Dabby does spot her, so this could be a free kill. But she's getting third party.
She's getting third party from way down south. That's actually Miss Gucci and her teammate making their way inside the circle, now realizing, okay, we still have a position from which we can shoot, but Dabby being all by herself, having to realize, do I want to take the shots here or do I not? She has for sure been spotted. So now the question becomes, if she wants to take shots, no more shots being fired. And that's from the northern side. She's completely surrounded, trying to make a run for it.
You got to give her credit. She's being very patient. She could easily get 1 kill for free on Coney, but she's trying to play for late game. But now you see her, she's getting eaten up by the blue. She's in a tricky situation. Charlie does get a kill on Anakin. Moving on.
Teammates goes down, though. That's going to be the retaliation.
It's going to be a one-on-one team. Yeah,
exactly.
It's going to be 1 alive for each team there. You see Kakanya?
She's
dipping.
Yeah, she's dipping. Makes perfect sense. Her teammate was already knocked and finished off. She knew that they were on the other side of the ridge. Before she could push up over the hill, there would be a 1v2, so don't fight it.
So that brings up a perfect situation. She knocked one of the teammates.
Yeah.
So now she knows it's a one-on-one situation. When you want to take that battle and just try to get those 2 kills, or you just want to stay alive? Because that's 2 points.
As we could see, that she was, first of all, she was in the open. The other player had the high ground and the hill advantage. And there was, I mean, in order for her to sprint up, there would technically be enough time for the person to get the res up.
Oh, I don't mean
get
sprint
the
up
angle.
to flush. I don't mean to flush. I mean just take that next.
No, but
fight.
I mean in order, because they were both up on the ridge
both
line
on the
there.
rock?
Yeah,
exactly.
And she wouldn't be able to get up there in time. Yeah. And of course, not knowing whether she would go for the instant res or not.
You're going to see a lot of situations happen where a team does get 1 player flush and have a 1-on-2 and knock one of the 2s. And then here we go. Tabby Young having a hard time getting in. Now she's going to run in to Team 23 here. Looks like it's going to be an easy kill.
Ever since she took those first shots on their opponent, gets spotted out. My Emerald spots her. Not enough to get the kill down. Only a single shot, I believe, to the shoulder. Nates, though, coming in immediately after gets cooked. Unfortunately, thrown a bit too far. Now it's all up to Dabby to do this one guy alone. But look at this. Connie is the top. Connie is up on the top. This could be a 3-way fight coming in. Connie is the difference maker. This one. Now shots are coming from the back, and Connie actually gets the knock onto one. Dabby does go down, but once again, now Gucci all by herself. Connie is going to try and see if we can get the double here.
It's going to be a little tricky battle. This is the blue doing some work down to 1-on-1 battles. Connie is a little strapped for heals. She has bandages, but she does have first aid and actually the med kit. So she's probably just going to dip off in this as well. She did get a point there, trying to stay alive, play late game, but she is going to be rotating into Rocket.
Yeah, next circle has popped as well, and you can see she's making the run down. We know the area around here in boot camp. Once you're inside, there's a lot of cover, but getting in there, that's like running across a dead man's land. You do not want to end up in that area. She has to cross the water eventually, and there you go. Nice. Connie does end up going down. So fortunately for Gucci, lives with the scare, but unfortunately, though, missing one teammate. Now we'll see if she's going to make the swim across here, having made some sound or not.
Yeah, I will say this. Compared to the scrims, this has dialed down a bit. We were asking Karen about this before, so they aren't fighting as much. You see Paleolite again.
Still in the water.
Clearly, their strategy is going for late game.
Chill.
They knew the circle was in a situation where they can go either way. They weighed the clock out, and now they found out, okay, it's going to be on the south side most likely. Yeah. So we're just going to shift down there, and you're going to see it maybe coming up against the green team there. So, again, smart decision by them. They are going for late game. So that's the situation we talk about where strategy can – that's smart. You want to go for late game, sure. But now, if you get killed, now you get nothing. They haven't really engaged in any fights to get those points.
The question here becomes, having played it this safe, do they kind of want to jump off their boat now and swim in? Because I think already at this point, Sanson and Seven, they will hear that boat coming in, and they'll be ready for it too. I saw Sanson when they were playing some of the scrims yesterday. She landed like a 300-meter headshot on with a Car-9 yet on a moving target. She's capable of pulling off these shots, and if you get shot in the water, there's no knocks, there's nothing. You're just instantly down. Now they do make the way up. Seems like they have made the run down. They're actually coming down the hill now.
Team 19 has a jump on them, have the high ground.
Yeah.
They're not going to be expecting this.
Not at all.
They know it's dangerous what they did, but they don't know where anyone can be. So right now they're checking all the corners around it because there's high ground all around and 360 all around them. So again, it's going to get a little trickier, but they do have a compound to hide in for now until they want to make their next decision. But they have been spotted now. So this is where it gets tricky. Can they both maybe pick on the same one and knock one early and just get the force, or are they going to wait until they get a little bit closer? Because sometimes you don't want to take these long-range battles this early when you have the element of surprise without getting a for sure knock, because if you miss the shots, then it's game on Paleolite. You see her, she's running it up. She's going to be getting knocked here any minute now. But Sanson does not spot her.
I mean, look at the kill feed here. You see people popping up left and right. Sanson does get the knock onto one. No, actually, not a knock coming in. The Paleolite still alive down behind the rock, though. It gets cooked. It gets thrown too. You saw the kill feed popping off. That's all the people trying to cross over the water on the eastern side. They just got obliterated. Rachel and No, they were the only people around, remaining on there. You actually have Charlie on the southern side with her teammate as well, running into Karina in just a short moment.
I gotta say, I was very surprised at how many teams are really taking it so slow and using the edges of the blue on a map like Santa. That's such a dangerous thing to happen, because if you use those edges, you can get shot from so many different angles. I'm surprised no one just dove into the center of the circle and just played the odds. So different strategy compared to the scrims I was watching, obviously, because now it matters. It means something.
You see Charlie once again active in the kill feed. She's been popping up so far. There's only one more to take down, and she does manage to pull off the double. Karina and Karpatnam does both go down, but once again, Sanson and Seven, they're still around this area. Lizzie's kind of stuck in a really, really rough place out there. There's going to be no safe run in. She needs Paleolite to get that initial knock.
Yeah, this is what we talk about, the staggering and being close enough with your teammates to be able to pick them up when they get knocked. Right now, you see them in such a tricky situation where Lizzie really can't help Paleolite if she gets knocked. If she gets knocked, it's just game over because she's playing so far away. So she's mainly right now the cover fire for Paleolite to maybe try to duck out and get away. And again, because of how long they're taking, the circle has shifted. How long do you commit to taking these fights before you need to move into the circle?
Yes, I guess the perfect lineup gets down on the first one. Oh, second is down to just 1 HP. Can she make the push down? CC all by herself on the other side of the rock here. She knows she has a knock. No, she landed a lot of damage in the blue zone. The blue zone takes down CC. Unfortunate. There's only one kill coming in from Yasa and CC. They've been outside the circle for the vast majority of the game, and they're just picking up
it's fortunate enough that the circle doesn't do too much damage right now. The next one's mainly when it starts to kick up a notch. So they can play the blue like this and take their time, but again, the longer they take, the more they're going to eat up their heals, and again, potentially walk into people that heard that fight, and they can third-party them and snake and just hide behind bushes and wait for them to come in and just play the sound game.
Look at this. Tank just sitting here waiting to line up the Car-98s, playing with Little Big Whale, representing France, trying to see if they can get some kills there. Are sitting very well inside the circle, but they know, of course, compounds and hardcover of these sorts, they are attracted. I mean, it's just you don't want to peek those windows for too long, because people will know to look at the compounds. Because of course,
don't want to be
people there, right?
you don't want to be spotted without spotting. Like if they spot you, they know how to maybe approach your building and to get up on you without you knowing. So you don't want to take too much fights out of it, because you want to play the element of surprise, especially in a map like this where the kills are going to be so many worth. Like it's so heavily towards the kills and getting those points. You kind of want to play that element of surprise, and you'll be able to hear them if they're trying to sneak up on you. So taking those fights, maybe they just want to protect their situation, make sure no one forces the issue and try to push up on them, which is another way of doing it. There's always different ideas on how you want to play this, but either way, a lot more people alive than I thought would be at this point, especially considering the scrims we were talking about.
Looking at how many people are still playing the very, very edges here. On the southern side, you have two teams coming in. You have so many teams around the edge. I mean, if Little Big Whale, Ting, and also China can just lay low and chill and hopefully get a circle or two more in their direction,
but see what I mean,
they're going to be in a guaranteed top 5.
Look at that. Team 21 Team 20 just ran by Team 21. They're going to hear this. Now, they're in danger of getting third party here.
Yep, they need to make it in. This is kind of the question, right? I'm going to put it out this way. At no single point should you never be aware of what's behind you. You saw the guys from the rock down there. They were like, oh, we're so far, there's going to be no one behind us. But Paleolite does end up going down. Sagi does make sure to get the knock and also the finish off, so that's going to be points secured for the guys in team number 8.
Look at the patience by Team 21.
They're not expecting
Look,
this at
Roxy's
all.
Run in.
She's not at all prepared for this, and here does manage to get the knock and the finish off there. Guaranteed a kill as easy as can be, because there's no reaction coming in there.
That's exactly what I was telling you about. That's the one strategy you can play where you just hide in the houses and wait for something like that to happen. Because Team 21, they knew someone was out there. Now Hella is down to herself.
Yep.
What's she going to do? Is she going to take a fight in a building where they can have 2 people hiding, or is she going to run away and play it safe? And again, this next circle is going to be key, because now everyone's going to be shifting into each other, and there's going to be a lot of battles being forced.
Tanya is going to be clapping her hands over this circle. Rocket ends up going down as well, so that's going to be both of their guys out. Guys in team number 14 going out in 15th place now for Rachel. No, they're still up here in the northern side, and Yasa and Sisi, they have to take this fight. They all have to make their way down south, and shots have been fired, so they know for a fact the people are close. But how close? Siri gets spotted out, taken down as well by Rachel. Now, will the counterplay come in, or will Yasa make the run for it?
That's what we talked about. That's the spacing. Yasa not anywhere close to be able to help her teammate there.
That nade, though.
That could be a good nade.
Oh, she's going for the loot.
Oh, it wasn't deep enough.
Not just far enough. One more, though. Do you really want that loot, Rachel? Or can you make the run? It goes right on the money. Can you take her down? Oh, she's going to be able to bag off her.
This is what we talked about. The fight's taking too long, but the circle is pushing into Yasa, so she can get these kills of them walking in. But this is where the damage shots have to go up a little bit of a notch. Yeah. She's now waiting, and Orange has already moved off. She's going to be on her own there, just taking all that damage.
This circle 5 come into 6 is what we call a death circle. If you're not in and around, you will be taken down by the blue. So despite the fact she should play safe, you see Sonny's doing the exact same thing, actually shooting from outside the blue. This could come to cost her only 2 first aids. Honestly, she might as well just go for the finish off there, because there's no way she's making it inside the circle. Once it connects, she's going to be absolutely done for.
And they know she's there, so if she tries to heal and walk in, they're going to be ready for her to come through the blue and get that free kill.
Exactly.
Smithy going to be a fight here against RCHL. And again, with his teammate there, Shuyi helping out. Smithy wrapping around the rock.
Good
finishes
timing.
It off.
Nice.
That's the first knock.
She sees Shiyu coming in there with the damage, but look at this once again. These circles, and it's not even connected. She's going to go down outside the circle. They simply took too much time. Unfortunately, not able to get anything done. Will be going down. Shiyu, she has to get that weapon down on her back and start sprinting, because she will be outside. Look at the ticks coming in now. Down she goes, but just exactly. Makes it in. Does manage to get the damage. But look at that knock coming in from Ting.
Shot.
Wow, what a headshot. Finishing off Shiyu. Yeah, it's going to be both the guys from Team 16 down and out.
Yeah, she had 2 snipes so far, from very far distance with a 3-time. And again, the compound, once again, Sunny getting eliminated by the blue. They've been in the same compound for a majority of the game, and the circle has been shifting in their favor. And this is a good circle for to shift into, because now they can gatekeep from the windows. Anyone trying to come in, Tanya's just hiding, just chilling, trying to get those late kills, maybe trying to get the win, get the top 5 placement. But again, that team that's stuck in the compound is in a great position. Everyone else is going to have to rotate in through the open and use trees and everything to cover. Charlie getting another knock. That would be her 4th of the day. 5 kills
already with that knock. That could essentially be 6. Look at that Nate, though, coming up the hill. Unfortunately, not rolling down the way that she would want it to. I like what you see Tanya doing here, though. She's outside the compound, or knowing people will be focusing on that compound. Instead, take a push outside, because people were pre-nading all over the place. Now she's actually, though,
looks like she's
running back into this just to disprove my point. I see what you're doing there, Tanya. I see what you're doing. Nate coming in once again. Doopsy and Charlie.
3 teams are converging with each other. This is where the third party is going to come in real hard here. Charlie and Here's but they do not know about Team 19 on the side.
Vendetka gets taken down by Silver, and now the guys in Charlie and her team must know for a fact that there's one more team around. Sanson gets the finish off. Yasa goes down as well. It's going to be Mamataso to get herself those points. But look at this. He's just holding the angle. Playing the M16, not a weapon we see played up close very often, but glad to see some variation in playing, having the QBU and the burst action M16 up close there.
Yeah, Saga's in a difficult situation, being stuck in
She's
between 2 teams. She will be able to crawl in to basically avoid the blue, but after that, the circle's going to shift. What do you do here at this point?
You do nothing.
You just maybe try to let them fight first and hope that you don't get squeezed. Yeah. But she's looking. They're going to run into her.
They're fighting right on top of her. She gets the knockout. She actually gets the double. Actually gets the double. Will go down in return, though. But that's going to be guaranteed points for her. Everything considered, if you have to do something there, that was exactly what she had to do.
Because she was so close to being top 5 and getting the extra points, but able to come out with 6 and get those 2 kills is going to be huge.
Speaking of
Tanya,
inside the
she's going to be playing spoiler here. This is a very dangerous situation, because now you see Tyloo and Me Too, My Too, I'm not trying to say it. Either way, they're going to have to shift out of that compound, and Tanya's going to be there to play spoiler.
It's an extremely smart play from her now. She are making her way out, as you can see.
But now she's making noise.
They have for sure, I mean, they for sure know where she is. But look at Little Big Whale with the Vector. Vector's such a deadly weapon up close. We'll have to see if she can make use of it. Spots on one and does get the knock as well. Gets the reload down. Look at her, so low on HP. Does have Ting around, but she needs to come up and get the help and match. Well, that's really going to be Matches to take the knock onto her. Tanya essentially taken down as well, but we are making our way into the top 4 teams.
Everyone's on the edge of the circle right now taking fights. No one's is in the next circle ready. No one's taking advantage. You see Ting gain those flush right there. She's still alive from her team. We have 2 on the north side. Everyone's on the bottom. Ting's going to be fighting off on Charlie as well. Charlie has been playing absolutely crazy, but she gets knocked down by Ting.
Look at the push outside the circle. Such a smart play. Does get the finish off onto one player there as well.
She can get the res.
Will be taken down. Now the big question comes. There's only 2 teams left. Oopsie goes for the res instead of the information play, and it's going to be Ting, and it's going to be her teammate winning off the last game.
And look who it was. It was Sunny.
Oh, Sunny, yes.
We were talking about her before the game, like how she's been basically what you said. She won 3 of the qualifiers or something like that. So. Yeah. A little bit of a quiet game from that team. We really weren't paying much attention to them. We saw Charlie getting 6 kills for her team, getting 2nd place. Again, they just got third party, but overall, Sunny playing the quiet game, only 4 kills.
It's all about
4
the
points, but then she gets the 10. Sorry, the 8, I believe, was
exactly,
first place, right?
Exactly.
So overall, kills don't matter if you get first place because it's a good chunk of points. A little quiet game from them, but overall, I think we can agree Charlie played pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially at the very end there. Hi, welcome back. We're back at the desk. Hi. I'm back. I'm here. So, yeah, that was actually a very interesting game, partly because we kind of misled the audience.
How so?
Well, okay, so we misled them because they misled us. We were blowing like this entire thing out of proportion, talking about how the game was going to be super aggressive, the game was going to be super exciting from the very beginning.
They tricked us.
They did. We didn't get, I wrote this down actually, we didn't get the first knock.
10 minutes.
Until 4 minutes.
I thought the kill was first.
We didn't
but the
get
rest came in.
And then the second knock happened like 3 minutes after that at 6 minutes 50, and we didn't get the first kill until 7 minutes.
That's a long time for a duo.
I'm gonna go out there and give some advice to these players. Stop killing each other a bit earlier, simply because we just know for a fact these players will have to die. I mean, at some point in the game, and the longer you stall it, the more people will be alive, the bigger the chaos will be, and we saw it right there.
We actually talked about the landing spots, and we didn't see people landing in the same area having big fights like Docs or whatever. No one landed with each other except for maybe boot camp. There's 2 teams, but they played the edges. No one actually went in the boot camp, so we didn't see those early fights that we thought would happen. And again, misleading at those scrims, huh?
What we also saw was the vast majority of these teams dropped out of the plane very early on. There was a big, I guess, population on the eastern side of the map, which was made very chaotic when the first circle revealed itself to be basically a hard shift on the far left. And so the timidness, along with the fact that everyone was coming in from the same direction, meant that by the time the kills did start to pop off, it happened in very quick succession because the population crunch on the eastern side of the first circle got a little bit too hot. But my question for you two is, how much of an adjustment are we expecting to happen? We know an adjustment is going to happen. But how much and in what way? Do we expect more people to wait later on into the plane? Do we expect people to go for kills earlier? The thing about the plane, though, it's a little tricky to say because you don't exactly know where everyone drops.
I think it's a two-way thing. One being that, of course, there will always be adapting coming in from one game to another. But one of the important things is normally when you say Sanok, the first cycle is so big, everyone's going to fit in anyway. Out of 24 teams, I stood out. We had like 3 teams inside the circle when it popped. I mean, that's insane. So one of the, to me, main reasons being that we didn't get a lot of fights early on. We've seen some of the replays here as well while we're talking. Some of the reasons that we didn't see any kills. Look at this. We already had 7 minutes coming into this. You're talking about that as well, right? One of the reasons being all these people were so focused on making that rotation over to the western side. So every time they heard fire, they would just say, nope, nope, nope. We have to get inside the circle first. I think that's a key component to why we didn't see fights earlier in the game.
I think a lot of stuff you're going to see as well is that was the first game. Nerves probably played a big part of it as well.
For sure.
Because we see everyone jumping out of the plane as soon as it hits. Yeah, normally on this map you can reach majority of the map from it just jumping off immediately anyways. But overall, if everyone jumps off that early and no one really went to the big compounds, it just shows a little bit of nerves. People will loosen up as the games go on, and we'll see those kills come in. But overall, waiting 7 minutes for the first kill is a long time on a map like Senok.
It is. The thing is, though, there's only 5 games.
Yeah.
So what you said, they're going to loosen up as it goes on. You don't have that much time. If you're one of the teams that had a really rough early game this game, you basically lost your little lifeline. Like with 5 games, you have maybe 1 game. That's a hard maybe. to not perform, and you have to form the other 4. So this is going to be a little rough for a number of teams, but I'm actually expecting teams to go more aggressive because of that.
I think one thing we're going to see a change of as well is we saw so many players eat a ton of blue damage, get knocked by the blue, and I'm not even talking late game either. I mean, even early, they were just eating it. So I'm going to see a lot of I think a lot of these ladies are going to move a little bit earlier now, not take all that damage in the blue because they took so much damage in the blue while they were fighting other teams and taking too long in those battles. I think people need to pace themselves a little faster and get moving a little bit earlier so they're not stuck in these situations where like everyone's fighting on the edge.
I mean, I think one of the core essentials to this game in particular, one thing you're talking about, like nervousness coming into play, but the fact that all these people had to rotate, the people that, I mean, it's kind of you kind of have to wait your turn, like leapfrogging kind of system, right? So for the people that were fortunate to be close to the circle that rotated early on, they were able to stay put, and then they would shoot at the first people coming in, which means that they would stop, which means that the people on the layer outside of that would be forced to stop and wait their turn as well. That's why I think nervousness, wanting to keep a distance, but also, as you talked about, them having to sort of play it safe was like really big part of this.
Yeah. So we had Sunny win. Sunny and her. I actually feel really bad about this, not remembering who Sunny's partner is. Here, give me that paper.
We got the paper right
Give me that paper.
Nope, wrong
here
one.
We go.
Wrong
one. This is bad. This is kind of Sunny and Mami Tasso. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Winning the very first game with, what is that, 12 points? Only 4 kills,
only 4
but
kills.
still winning the game. And Sunny was already kind of one of the biggest names. You weren't the only one to drop her name. When I was asking a couple of these players who they thought were the good ones coming in, she was
she's
definitely
a name.
like the first one on the very front.
Point to note as well, even though they won the game, because I believe it was 9 kills from Charlie and her team. I'm sorry, we have to do the same thing as well. They had 9 kills and they got second place. They're in first right now overall. Yeah. Because they had the 9 kills plus I think it was 5 per second as well.
5.
So
4 points per second.
So
That's still a lot of big numbers at the very top. We have 4 more games left to see how these teams kind of like figure that out to the very end. But we're going to go to a break while we get ready for game number 2. It won't be too long until we come back, so definitely don't go anywhere.